Heated confrontation unfolded in the Lok Sabha between Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary over the allocation of central government funds. Now, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary accused the government of favoritism when it came to GST distribution, particularly discriminating against Karnataka. Now, Nirmala Sitharaman responded, asserting that she cannot make arbitrary decisions based on personal preferences, highlighting the impartial nature of her role, free from political influence. Meanwhile, Karnataka Chief Minister Sitharaman questioned Finance Minister's clarification, asking why his concerns over compensations were previously ignored.
The devolution of taxes, including GST, everything has been prescribed by our constitutions, and it is a constitutional mandate which is to be abided by you. But madam, don't take it otherwise. There is a general perception being grown across the nation. I would like to know whether state government of Karnataka has been deprived from obtaining their legitimate due, because few months ago the situation was not there. That time everything was going hunky-dory. But after the new installation of government, because the non-BJP government has been assumed there, since then that trouble has been started on.
Devolution to the states. This is beyond, of course, this question, sir, but still, because it's an important question on which the leader of the opposition is asking a question, I would certainly respond. Devolution to the states happens in the direct tax matters as per the recommendation given by the Finance Commission. The GST, particularly the SGST, the state GST, goes 100% to the states. No one can do anything with it. It has automatic provision that 100% collected by the states will be with them. I repeat, 100% is with them. IGST is collected because it involves a lot of interstate payments. It is periodically reviewed also by the GST Council. It is because states should get the money in their hand, roughly, grossly, 50% is divided, and then periodically it is readjusted to actuals. I want to humbly submit before you so that Adhirji, please understand, I don't have the right to change as per my whims and fancies, that I like a state or this state is against my party politics and therefore, no way. I have no role. In fact, I would have to follow it 100%. And that's what I've done in my term here. And that's what every finance minister does in their term. Finance Commission giving recommendation, that which I have to implement, it is done without any kind of fear or favor or anything like that. So this apprehension that some states are being discriminated against is a politically vitiated narrative which, I'm sorry to say, vested interests are happy to go about saying it. There's just not a possibility that any finance minister can intervene to say, I don't like this state, stop the payment. No way. It cannot happen that way. The systems are well placed that the recommendations of the Finance Commission for every month's devolution will have to happen. But now that Adhirji himself has said, politically you're doing this, I want to also say, and I want to. All right, let me answer your first question and also join you on your second additional point. Sir, Adhir Ranjan ji saying in this first place only said 6 months, till 6 months it was all hunky-dory, now it's not. Can I, seeking your indulgence, say, till 6 months if it was hunky-dory, what's going wrong now? Have you started spending on items which you were not supposed to spend? I'm not even questioning that, do spend it, but don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on the center, because it goes by the rule book, it has to give it, it will give. If the expenditure are going into areas which cannot be sustained by your budget, I'm not answerable for that.
You've seen the Nirmala Sitharaman responding in Parliament, saying the Finance Minister has no role in devolution of funds to state. She can't stop anything. How does the state respond to this, sir, now?
See, I know that Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman is a very intelligent leader and a minister, but she represents Karnataka. What she had uttered in her budget speech, for example, there are so many issues, I don't want to comment on those issues. As far as irrigation is concerned, as far as irrigation is concerned in Karnataka, for Upper Bhadra project, Madam Finance Minister had announced that she is going to give 5,300 crores for the Bhadra project. Is it not the Finance Minister's announcement? Without knowing, without having the policy, I think no minister will announce without any recommendation. Before the election, Honorable Finance Minister had announced in the budget that they are going to release 5,300 crores. Have they released? Is it not the voice of the Honorable Finance Minister?
And I'm joined by Pallavi Ghosh on the broadcast on this fresh war of words between the centre and the state. Now, Pallavi, at the same time, I also remember Mallikarjun Kharge raised the same point that opposition rule states are not getting their dues, and Nirmala Sitharaman very emphatically challenged him, give me the proof, show me the proof, because she also highlighted that even in the GST Council meetings, these issues are never raised, and Mallikarjun Kharge said that we will furnish the evidence. Do you think that this has purely become a political narrative which also brings in to the North-South divide politics that we are seeing coming in from the Congress camp more and more?
See, Ayushman, it's not the first time that opposition ruled states have complained that the central government has a stepmotherly treatment towards them. But this time round, if you look at the pattern, as you rightly pointed out, is clearly north versus south. And there's a reason behind it. See, BJP till now, in terms of perception, was always seen as a party which only bothers about north. And its stronghold certainly is the northern belt, or the Hindi heartland belt as it's called. But that hasn't stopped the BJP under the Prime Minister from venturing down south. In the last couple of months and weeks, I would say, even during when the Pran Pratishtha was the focus, he made it a point to show that Ram is something.
And those visuals coming in from the Jharkhand Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, where the floor test is currently underway. Those visuals on your screen now. The JMM under Champai Soren is trying to prove its numbers. Remember, there was a lot of resort politics that had taken place ahead of the floor test, where JMM and Congress MLAs were shifted to Hyderabad from Ranchi, but they came back last night, and now the floor test is underway. The JMM very confident about the fact that it will sail through when it comes to the floor test. Those visuals on your screen, the floor test is currently underway in the Jharkhand Assembly. Remember, this entire shake-up taking place in the state of Jharkhand, coming in after the arrest of Hemant Soren. Pallavi Ghosh continues to be with us on the broadcast. So Pallavi, changing tracks to Jharkhand, the alliance government in the state of Jharkhand after the shake-up which happened in Bihar. But in Jharkhand, the alliance government very confident about its numbers that will sail through under the leadership of Champai Soren.
Oh yes, absolutely. The Congress plus the JMM coalition is very, very confident that they have the numbers. But if you heard what Hemant Soren had to say, he was very clearly playing the Adivasi card. Now, the Bharat Joro Nyaya Yatra at this point of time is in Jharkhand. Rahul Gandhi is going to be doing a press conference tomorrow. There's a Mahasabha also today. And consistently, the Congress party has accused the BJP of its anti-Adivasi mindset. And Hemant Soren did touch upon that when he said कि मैं आंसू नहीं बहाऊंगा, but elections के time पे people will give the reply. So very clearly, I think the results should go in their favor if you go by the numbers, unless something happens dramatically last minute, Ayushman. But they are certainly going to see that winning of the floor test as a vindication for their stand, that there were no corruption allegations against Hemant Soren. He's facing political witch hunt, and how the BJP is basically anti-tribals, anti-Adivasi. Now this narrative really matters as far as the Lok Sabha elections goes. because it's not just about Jharkhand, it's about other states, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Bihar as well. But equally is a strong counter coming in from the BJP that the President of India also belongs to a tribal Adivasi background. And look at the kind of disrespect she's been shown by the opposition parties when we had requested them during presidential elections